The esports world was left in a state of total shock this week during the Apex Legends Global Series. In the middle of a live professional match, high-profile players suddenly found themselves equipped with cheats that they didn't install, including aimbots and wallhacks. All of this was appearing live and in real time in front of thousands of viewers to see. EA and Respawn were forced to postpone the North American finals immediately as the integrity of the tournament completely collapsed. Shortly after, players all over the world started to complain about their characters moving on their own. Some players were getting randomly disconnected, and there were reports of name changes, including cases where teammates would randomly show up as RSPN admin, which was mimicking Respawn Entertainment's own admin team. Now, many in the security community speculate that the hacker known as Destroyer 2009 may have exploited a much deeper system vulnerability than EA is willing to admit. So while initial rumors suggested a remote code execution vulnerability within the game engine or within the anti-cheat software, EA's latest security update claims they have now deployed a layered series of updates to protect the player base. So if you play Apex Legends, here's what you need to do. Update the game, avoid any sort of sketchy third-party tools, and secure your EA account with strong authentication. And if you see any sort of weird behavior like that in-game, report it. Those reports are what help developers contain these sorts of situations as quickly as possible. Shifting gears to the dark underbelly of the internet, the infamous cybercrime forum BreachForums has itself fallen victim to a data breach. This ironic twist exposed nearly 324,000 user records that include all sorts of things, including usernames, hashed passwords, email addresses, IP addresses, registration dates, and even associated PGP keys. So, who's behind this attack? All right. Somebody who goes by the name of James claims that they exploited a web application misconfiguration in BreachForums back end in order to snag the entire database. Unlike previous takedowns by law enforcement or rival groups like Shiny Hunters, this just appears to be an internal lapse in security that stripped away the anonymity that the cyber criminals rely on. Because you have to understand, folks, this is a gold mine for law enforcement and investigators, and this is really going to help with criminal attribution and maybe even dismantle several of these underground networks. So in the coming months, you should see maybe a wave of arrests or at least a lot of doxing within the cybercrime community. Some people online are hailing James as a white hat vigilante or maybe even an undercover operative. Regardless, this dude just pulled the Tekashi 6ix9ine and basically snitched on the whole criminal underground. This guy's got a big target on his back now. So anyways, no official response yet from BreachForums, but I guess it just goes to show that, the bad guys aren't even immune to hacks. And really, truly, there is no honor amongst thieves. All right, let's move on to our last story for today. For some time now, Apple has been a bit of a laughingstock in the AI community. Apple Intelligence was promised years ago, and we're still waiting. Yeah, well, guess what, folks? In a move that sent shockwaves through Silicon Valley, Apple has officially admitted, well, if you can't beat them, join them. Apple just confirmed a multi-year deal with Google's Gemini AI models to power Siri and other Apple Intelligence features. By doing this, Apple saves years of research and development, while Google locks in a massive distribution network for its Gemini models. Okay, so what does this mean to you? Well, this means Siri is about to get a lot smarter and more conversational. And here's the interesting part here, okay? Apple has always emphasized that privacy is their top priority. In this case, they plan to use a hybrid approach where simple tasks are processed on device to keep your data private, while more complex requests are sent to Google's cloud using a secure private cloud compute gateway. It's an interesting approach, and I'm genuinely curious to see how Apple can maintain their privacy-first brand while still funneling their data through Google's massive AI engine. I guess we shall see, right? So that wraps up today's stories. This is Andy Thompson signing off.